Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back, obviously, to Vintage Story. And, well, let's just get on with it, huh? Currently trying to make an oven, which is a minor problem because I don't technically have enough clay. And I can't travel very far to get some because the weather is just appalling. Yeah, -12 outside. But progress has definitely been made. We have a forge. We have a quern. That was an accident. An anvil, a hammer, and a chisel. All the things I kind of need. I have my first bronze buried somewhere below. A bed I never use. I need more charcoal, and I'm already freezing. What a great situation to be in. Come on, light little fire. Right. This is the game equivalent of warming one's backside by the fire. As you can see from the mini-map on the top left, yeah, it's really bad outside. I hate to think what it's like further north. -13, good heavens. I'm not sure how close I have to be to the fire to actually warm up. It doesn't give you internal temperature. And it doesn't help, probably, that I'm about to immerse myself waist deep in freezing water, which somehow doesn't count as getting wet. Alright. What time is it? Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. And the relentlessly cheerful music. Completely unreflecting of the, actually, to be honest, somewhat desperate situation we're in. And on the one hand, I've got food. Very good job I do. I'd hate to go hunter gathering in this weather. So, if I get through the year, I'm going to be a heck of a lot more aggressive come planting season. I'm going to have to be judicious about when I actually start planting, I think, because I don't want the cold. Oh, I need to make a saw. Because I want a bucket. And barrels. I want to get thoroughly ready as much as I can for so I can hit the new year up and running, so to speak. Right now, this is my only source of clay. There is clay elsewhere, I know of. Tried to get some yesterday, I couldn't find it. Nearly got eaten by a wolf in the process. There's another source to the northwest, I think, which probably could be eaten by a bear. And the one thing I don't want to have to do in this is, if I end up back at my spawn point and I've got to travel all the way back here, I'm in real trouble. Alright, let's see about making a saw. Slowly getting enough clay. Which clay have I got? Oh, getting there. Slowly but surely. Oops. What am I doing? Oh, yes. Oops. Nope. I'm trying all the buttons before I, before I find the precise combination I want. Alright. Might as well get on with making a saw. I am going to need... Yeah. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. Actually, before we do that, copper saw blade created by, and I need, right, okay, yep, this should be doable. Nothing else. This will be warm. Oops. I'm going to need that. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to need my hammer. Right. It's a shame you can't recycle your copper. You used up copper devices / weapons. At least I don't think there's a way of doing that. That would be really handy. Definitely need more clay. I need 69 clay total, because then I can make an oven. Yeah, you get the general drift. I don't actually know how hot this has to get. Actually, let's have a little look. Let's see what it has to say about forges. Doesn't help. Oh yeah, okay. And I want... Okay, so what we have to do is... Uh, hang on a second. I like this mechanic, to be honest. It's quite nice. Oops, wrong way. Wrong way again. Let's see. Yeah. And now I need to push stuff out this way. Okay, what do I do now? Nope. How do I remove metal? It's not split, is it? It is. The good thing is, you just drop it in the water. We have a saw blade. That's progress. All that work just to do that. So, now, after all that, let's have a look and see what it's like. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. -9. I am going to actually probably have to go out and get some more firewood at some point. Fortunately, I planted a few trees, which will help, but it's not a fantastic situation to be in. Alright, what's our next step? We find out what it is we need to make barrels and buckets, because why not? Wooden buckets is rope and boards. Oh, that's straightforward. Ingredient 4 dough. Oh! Can hold hot water, seawater. Alright. And I need 1, 2, 5 boards and a piece of rope. Good job I got a piece of rope. How many boards do I get from this? I'm going to guess and say this is how you make this. Yes. Oh, wow, that's easy. And I've got a bucket. Actually, I've got a couple of buckets. So what I want to know now is, can I scoop out water and put it somewhere? And that sounds like a silly question, doesn't it? Because the obvious answer is yes, of course you can. Except I don't actually know how, if that's possible. I'm going to need sticks. I need a new axe. See. Aha! Okay. Can I drop the water? Drop. Okay. I'm not sure that really helps me, to be honest with you. I mean, I've got a bucket. How do I empty it? The whole point about getting a bucket was so that I could actually put water transferred. I think I've just wasted a bucket. That's not an ideal situation. Because what I want to do, you see, is put water around the perimeter of my field. And bucket seems to be the obvious way to do it. But apparently that might not be the case. I'm going to do something silly here. Okay. Drops from broken. All right. How do you fill something with water? Oh, I can use twine. That's good to know. But it can hold all kinds of useful stuff. So it can hold water. How do I empty a bucket? It's not going to work, is it? I mean, I've made this progress. I've got a blasted bucket, and I can't actually figure out how to empty it. I'm going to cheat. Empty bucket. There's actually a question here. Oh, actually, this is interesting. Control R right mouse button. What? Control R. Ah! Look at that. They were right. Control R right mouse button. Does this work out here? Control R. Ah, look at that. It did work. Oh, without that's not an intuitive way of doing things. But I notice it just soaked into the soil, which is not what we want. We want to actually fill up a chunk. And he's starting to get cold. Is it still warm in here? I mean, we had this on. Nope, it's not. Okay, so the bucket may not be as immediately helpful as I expected. Yeah, wow. So how do I do that? Control R right mouse button. That's really, really not an intuitive way of doing it. Alright, vintage story. Bit of hole in water. Let's see what they say about this. Ah, control right click inside the hole. Okay, all right, we're going to try this after we eat something. After I warm up my backside. Oops. Right, grab our buckets. Hello, buckets. Fill it with water. And what did they say? Control right click inside the hole. Okie dokie then. Let's give that a try. Find a suitable location. Nope. I want you to do it on an area where I'm not going to damage anything. Okay, let's try this. Control. Hang on. Control right click. Nope. Nope. It says control and right click. Yes. But okay, that didn't help. Okay, so the whole idea about filling up an area with water with the bucket is not necessarily going to work. Oh, that's slightly problematic, don't you think? It's still a useful thing to have. All right, what do I need to do to make barrels? Oops, I'm going through every key in the book here. Barrel. Oh, I need sticks. Sticks, which I don't have. And I am going to need... Oh, I can actually... I've got enough flint for this, so... Is this my calcined flint? I can't tell. Yeah, I definitely need sticks. Alright, what's my backside temperature? 37 point. Alright, we're going to dash out. Go grab some wooden sticks, I hope. Who would have thought grass and sticks would become a resource required to keep you alive? And the reason I'm breaking the sticks first is because I saw somebody else doing it. It seemed to be the basic rule. I'm managing to not freeze to death yet. It's kind of funny that the whole jumping thing works. Something you learn from Minecraft if something's out of range. Body temperature's still up, which is good. Only -3 degrees. After this, I'm going to have to go further afield. That's alright, that's acceptable. Let's go make a barrel. The interesting thing is, I like the fact that it says will flour in. Really, this ought to have been pretty much reset, you would have thought. It's even weirder that snow doesn't fall on them, accumulate on it. But, that would probably be asking too much. So how do I actually make a hole that I can put water in? That's going to be an interesting question. Well, it's an interesting question. Because I do want to irrigate the farm when the time comes. So what was the... A barrel is 3 planks, 4 sticks. That's it? Okay. Fine. 1, 2, 3. 3 planks. It's a barrel. So grab a cup. I can only have one at a time. Never mind. I've got a barrel. I know. Oh, that sounds crazy, doesn't it? The minor joy that I've actually managed to create a barrel. Didn't exactly get a lot of wood though, but that's all right. Next thing is, let's go back for panning for clay. What's that? Oh, larch. That is birch. Do I have all my storage is used up? That's all right. I think I've got some extra. Yes, I do. Look at me. I have been careful. Great. Step 2 of my plan to take over the world is... I swear I get colder in here. Actually, do you know what? I am running out of slate sand. I should go and get some more. So I am going to be panning a lot of that. And... oh boy. Yeah, no I'm not. What time is it? Nope, not going out in that, I can tell you. Alright. Let the panning commence. I've got enough food, I think, for the night. I've got light. And... oh, there we go. and I'm still alive. Which is a significant achievement, I think. The lack of a water dynamic is troublesome. I mean, in terms of being able to fill a hole. Now, of course, it's realistic. In reality, if you just dig a hole in the ground and then you fill it with water, it will drain away. So how? I'm going to have to look up irrigation. Because I don't really want... It doesn't strike me as being the best method to simply build your farm on the edge of the lake, because there's other stuff you might want at the edge of the lake. There's other plants you want. I'd far rather be able to bring the water to where I want to farm, if you know what I mean. Well, it's a very quiet morning online. Do you know one thing about streaming is I've never really been able to find any discernible pattern about when people do and do not view content. I tend to think, Friday people are getting, I don't know, they've got weekend stuff coming up, maybe. Curiously, the only tin I've got for making bronze, probably, I don't think I've ever seen tin on the ground. I've seen zinc. Zinc is not helpful when making bronze. You make brass, but brass is not suitable. Well, for pretty much anything except decorative. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to have to look that up. Why is brass not suitable for making... I mean, you could make brass blade, there's no doubt about it, but why not? I would guess, and it is a guess, it might simply be too brittle. You can make a blade out of almost anything, if it's small enough. There is, of course, the classic trope in certain movies, werewolf-type movies, where the protagonist has a silver sword blade. Well, obviously you can't make a sword blade out of silver. It simply wouldn't stand up beyond it wouldn't even stand up beyond the first blow. Having said that, you can find fruit knives with silver blades, and the reason that works is because the blade is so small. I don't think anybody makes them new these days, although I wouldn't be surprised. But as I recall, the idea was that using silver on on fruit prevents it from going brown or something. I can't remember the logic behind it. There used to be, and there probably still is, a YouTube channel where the guy would make knife blades out of pretty much anything, including, I think, compressed paper, wood, bismuth. You take anything away from that, is you can make a knife blade out of anything. But the thing is, it has to be small. In case anybody wondering, you're probably not. Stainless steel isn't suitable for large blades either. It's too brittle. If you want a proper sword, don't buy one made out of stainless steel. Again, stainless steel, very useful for small blades, but not for large ones. It's only -6 outside. Ha. Almost got enough. Almost got enough clay to make an oven. And once I got an oven, I should be able to make bread. Yeah, it's about as warm as I get. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure what people used to do during winter. They couldn't work the fields, couldn't plant. I mean, it would strike me as being a good time of year to do all kinds of other things, but it's not an area. I probably know the answer somewhere buried inside my head. I've read enough about that kind of thing over the years. I used to have a book about medieval life in England, and I mean medieval village life in England, and I'm certain it went through everything that happened throughout the year, but I can't really remember it, and I can't remember the name of the book. It's been years and years and years since I read it. It's one of those books where you think, that can't be interesting, and then you realize that the author has managed to make what in principle sounds like a relatively dull subject absolutely fascinating. That book taught me a very interesting lesson, that with the correct writer, almost any subject can be made interesting. I am going to need, yeah. Fortunately, slate sand is there's quite a bit of it outside, so I can get that easily enough. So sooner or later, I will get enough clay to make an oven. Excuse me a moment. I've got to keep a watch on my body temperature. It was interesting that the wolf we saw yesterday was actually sort of white, because I don't think wolves don't change their coats, do they? I mean, they get thicker coats. I don't think they turn white like rabbits and weasels. And having said that, isn't that no Arctic fox is white all the time? Oh, this music is much more appropriate, I think. At some point, I'm going to have to figure out how to find iron. I don't know if you can skip straight from the Copper Age to the Iron Age, but my guess would be I need to have a fairly serious mine for iron. I would need a bloomery. So I need 8 pieces of blue clay. Now, technically I only need a total of 69, but I can't. The smallest number I can make is 8, seeing I've got 64. I need another 8. Oh, one thing's for sure, I'm going to get a bunch of copper out of this. Well, I actually managed to make my anvil just by panning for copper. It's a bit of a grind, but I've got 1 piece of blue clay. Oh, I've got gold. And I've got zinc, but I'd rather have tin. Oh yeah, that's cobblestone. I made my first cobblestone. And where's my gold gone? There we go. Fancy that. I actually have gold. Right. Let's be about back to the grind. Actually, how much food have I got here? 1 serving, 2 servings. I should make some more food. Come on. Here we go. Well, let's grab some turnips, actually. Oh, hang on a moment. I didn't want to do that. Sorry, excuse me while I sort things out on. Let's see, what have I got? I'm slowly getting there. What do I want with my turnips? Carrots. Carrots and turnip stew. Sorry, excuse me. Come on. Come on, little fire. Alright, you're going to be difficult. Didn't realise thatch came that low. Slightly nerve-wracking. Alright. And nothing else, this will help warm me up. Yeah, I did need it too. Actually, if I'm over here, do I continue to warm up? How close do I have to be to the fire? Okay, there is... It looks like a gradient. Yeah. Well, while that's doing that, I can put the rest of my turnips away. Turnips have almost been a lifesaver. That's all the food I've got. So I need 24 total. I ought to add all that lot up and see what I can get out of it. And that will tell me roughly how many days I've got, assuming one of these lasts a day, which I'm not, I must admit, entirely certain about. Where did I put my... Oh, I've got it on me. Alright, so come morning we're going to have to go get more slate sand. All this so I can survive. Oh, in case anybody's wondering, the reason I need clay is to make fire clay. The reason I want fire clay is to make an oven. The reason I want an oven is to make bread, which should make better use of the grain I've got in principle than making it into porridge. Although, And if it means I'm surviving, I will happily grind away. If I can find the slate sand patches I've got nearby, that would help. Unfortunately, it's all under the snow. You would kind of expect to find clay, I suppose, closer to the lakes, but the patches that I found have all been fairly separated from it, and I foolishly didn't mark them on the map. So, and I don't know why. I think I thought I would find them easily enough. I'm very tempted to reach over to the other computer and try and find out why bronze was preferred over brass. I'm sure there's a solid reason for it. I'm just curious to know what it actually is. Because tin was... I don't actually know how common tin and zinc are, but I do know that tin is quite rare, or at least it was in the ancient world during the Bronze Age. It was quite rare. There were only a few, I think I mentioned it yesterday, there was only a few sources of tin in Western Europe. One of those being in Cornwall in England. Got to keep myself caffeinated. Panning is almost ASMR. Yeah, it's just enough white noise to start to make me drowse off. Yeah, I got a suspicion if I end up dead during winter, I'm not sure I would be able to survive to get back due to the distance involved. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Because this location I'm in is actually mostly ocean. I specifically, when I created this survival world, specified that it be 30% land. The reason for that being the real world is, about 30% land. And I rather foolishly thought, well, that'd be cool. That way I get islands and ocean and, the default, I think, is 95% land, which doesn't strike me as being a fantastic idea. I like the idea at some point of building a sailing boat and going off somewhere. Of course, I have to survive long enough to do it. Do you know one thing I never saw? The primary content. Hello, Masked Bandit. How are you doing? It's a very quiet day on life. I've made a bucket. I've made a barrel. I've made a bucket. I have determined that while I can put And while I can put water in a hole, it doesn't stay there. So the whole purpose of making a bucket turned out to be a bit pointless. So I thought that I'd be able to do that. Right. I've got some more clay. I've almost got enough clay for an oven. Almost. Isn't it exciting? That's sarcasm, by the way. I've got zinc, but I don't have tin. I'm just trying to... I even got gold during the last panning session. I almost got enough clay to make fire clay. Right. Let's go and... Let's go and grab some... Oh, grief. It's too cold. How cold is it outside? It drains out like it would in reality. You can empty the water into the hole and then you literally watch it drain out through the bottom of the hole. I haven't yet experimented to see whether you can sort of line it with packed earth and this kind of thing, but the whole point was to try and come up with an irrigation system for the farm so that I don't have to constantly water it. There's got to be a way of doing it. Oh, there doesn't have to be, now that I think about it. So we'll just get my backside up to 37.7 degrees, and yeah, I should... Oh, it's only -10 outside. I'll go and grab some more. No, it drains. Tried it. I'm not quite sure what I did wrong. Bucket of water, put it in a hole, drains away. Oh, maybe it's a change in mechanic. Alright. Alright, let's go and find my slate, which I think was over here. Yeah. It's frozen. Lake is frozen solid. So much for the idea I once had about fishing come winter time. That's not an idea that turned out to be vaguely practical. Still, this little lot should give me enough clay to make an oven, which was going to be invaluable. Or I could just hit it. You know, I'll demonstrate what I mean when I get back. Oh, amazingly, I'm not chilling out too much. So if you're a masked bandit, does that mean you're seriously, secretly a raccoon? Hello, Crafty Handy. A what? A raid? What did I do to deserve a raid? Okay. Have I finally denuded this area of everything? Yeah, I have. Huh. Welcome, everybody. Ah. So, yeah, let me show you what I mean by the bucket thing. Oh, I didn't know there was a raid now bucket button. So, yeah, look, I can grab a bucket of water. Alright, I have a bucket of water. Holding 10 liters of water, apparently. Let's go find a suitable hole. Alright. Shift. Oops. Oh, grief. Hang on. Control. Yeah. It just drains. It drains straight away. Go figure. Yeah. I'm not going bonkers, am I? Now that's questionable, I will grant you. But still, yeah. No, that is low fertility soil. I will have to experiment. But not in the middle of winter. Okay, so that should be enough to get me stuff. Lurk away. If anybody's interested, I'm also over on YouTube. That's a valid point. No, come. Oh, right. Okay. Now, having said that you're going to be lurking. By the way, lurk away, ladies and gentlemen. It is nice to actually talk to people, but I don't mind lurking. With my 60-year-old bladder and copious quantities of coffee, I have to go and attend to that for a couple of minutes. I will therefore leave you with the intermission, and I will return. Now, due to the vagaries of this, the easiest way for me to do that is actually say, go over to intermission. Right, and I'm back. I have got to get my a stream deck. That is a plan for probably a month or so when my finances permit. I've actually been tripped up by using control function key combinations. On one occasion, I was actually doing something completely different. I was working on a project with my son, which involved running a C compiler or something, and I hit some key combination. I think it might have been Control F5, and of course OBS immediately started to stream, and I didn't notice. And for about the next hour and a half, everybody was wondering why I was streaming nothing but a black screen. I didn't realize until I happened to notice people in chat wondering if there was something wrong, which was, I must admit, somewhat funny. Right, let's see. What am I doing? Yeah. Oh, yes, we were wondering about why it is I can't fill a hole with water. I'll worry about it later. Right now, actually, I do have all this lovely sand to deal with and nothing else to do, seeing as it's winter. Actually, I need to start thinking about composting. I'll stick you over here. There we go. That's my forge, by the way. I know it's not much of a forge, and I'm still building with packed dirt. Don't judge me. I didn't exactly have a lot of time over summer to do things that were nice. So I'm just settling for brutal functionality. Okay, what am I up to? I am up to, yes, where's my, yep, jumping into freezing cold water and panning away the clay and stuff. And in case anybody's wondering, copper is uncommon in this particular world. I have not found much in the way of copper on the surface. I know, and I didn't realize at the time, that when I find copper surface deposits, I should mine there. Didn't realize that. Essentially, all the 25 videos in this playlist represent my entire time with Vintage Story. So there's a lot of stuff I don't know that I am slowly working through, sometimes with useful hints. But yes, the putting hole in. I mean, it's a funny dynamic when you think about it. Look, I'm standing on top of muddy gravel, and the water doesn't have any particular problem staying there. So my goal for today is possibly craft an oven. I just need a bit more clay to do it, and I can make an oven. The real difficult time, I think, is going to come during spring. I don't know when the planting season starts. I do know that I don't want it to be frozen. And I do know I'm going to need fertilizer, but I've got bones. I have a quern. I can make bone meal. I can rot things in barrels, is my understanding. So I don't want a situation as I had at the end of the last growing season. It's not really the end of the season, but you know what I mean? Where I essentially had to dig out the entirety of the farm and replace it with better soil. Need to pay more attention to soil condition. One of the most profoundly useful things I've got on my taskbar down at the bottom there is the falx. That's saved my life on a few occasions, not from bears. I haven't been able to do enough damage to a bear to persuade it to leave me alone yet. So I either get to run away from them or get eaten. I have actually got the startings of a mine off to my right. You can't see it from here. I think, I can't remember. You can see, oh, actually I can show you. Yeah, here we go. So, but sphalerite is I think that's zinc, isn't it? Is that zinc? And because my brain doesn't necessarily work as well, I thought bronze was copper and zinc, where it's not. Bronze is copper and tin. Hang on a second. Now I'm curious. Sphalerite is zinc. Yeah, so not helpful. And I want tin. What's the tin ores around here? Oh, sorry. There we go. Tin. You can make tin bronze, tin bits, ingredients. Yeah, not helpful. Alright, cool. Yeah, never mind. I'll worry about that later. I also need armor. Oh, grief. Yes. I mean, what I really want is a suit of full plate armor, steel weapons, and a belt-fed machine gun, but I don't think I'm likely to get any of that anytime soon, and probably the latter not at all. Ooh, I need to look at making a longbow. I do have a bow. I haven't found it to be particularly useful. I've actually found it better to simply run up on something and hit it, rather than trying to shoot it with arrows. Which is kind of funny, because I'm normally better with bows in games than I have been in this. Yeah, let's see, what have I got? Oops, wrong one. I do have... Ooh, do I have enough clay now? Gasp. Hang on a second. Where's my clay? 3. Is that all for... I thought I had more blue clay than that. I haven't stashed blue clay somewhere with I and then forgotten about it, have I? Nope. I need 4 more blue clay, then I can make an oven. And I literally don't have anything else to do. I've got food. I've got charcoal. I am going to have to start considering wandering further afield for logs. But I've got charcoal enough for now. Branches and grass. became a surprisingly scarce resource. Fortunately, I planted a few trees during the growing season, so I was able to get branches from them. And planks. I do like the smithing mechanism. That's actually quite clever. I like how they implemented that. If anybody's interested in more wintry survival, I will be streaming The Long Dark in about 2 hours 45 minutes, where the weather is worse than this. Much worse, actually. And I swear, in the location I am at the moment, you spend your entire time waiting for a halfway decent break in the weather so you can dash out and do something. Because if you go too far, you get hypothermia, pretty much like I am doing right now. Yes, I haven't yet built a proper chimney. I found out that the rain comes down, so I ended up having to put a cap on the whole thing. Of course, what I'm doing would probably kill me. Using charcoal in a fire like that. Carbon monoxide poisoning would probably be a thing. Very glad they didn't implement that in the game. Where did I put my... Ah, that's where I put that. I'm just going to go put my carrots away. Alright, good night, Mouse Bandit. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Yeah, don't worry about that later. Oh, excuse me a second. The Mac just, yes. This game I play on the Mac. And the only way to exit it is to force exit. Because it's the iPad version of the game, you can't. And yeah, the only way to exit tablet is to basically, yeah, swipe up and swipe off. That doesn't translate too well to the Mac. This isn't a Mac. What you're watching isn't Mac. This is my Linux system. But I have a Mac Mini off over there that's actually displaying chat, among other things. Yep, this is the tedious bit. Literally a grind. Oh, come on, just give me 4 bits of clay, will you? This is almost enough to make me want to start discussing politics. And I'm not going to do that because so far this has been a politics-free channel. Can't remember how long those have been up. The irritating and somewhat traumatic thing is when the torches go out, it's night, and you've got to somehow light a torch in complete darkness. I don't recommend that as an activity. Actually, what I ought to do is stagger the torches. Do you know what? I think I might do that. That way, when one of them goes out, I know to replace things. It's going to be difficult today, isn't it? I mean, at least I'm getting copper out of this. Oh, that's something else I probably ought to make. A nice copper knife. Perhaps I'll do that in a moment instead of this. I do want that oven, though. That oven is going to be useful for my survival. Which is better? Bread or porridge? Let's have a little look-see. Bread. Rye bread. No. Rye bread. When eaten, 300 saturation. Okay. How much does porridge give you? Oh, wow. That actually works out pretty well. Hmm. 240 to 1460. Some of that is pretty good. Hmm. Okay, so making bread may not be as fantastic. Mind you, what's the difference between saturation and satiety? Vegetable stew. 160 to 1800. That's hugely variable. I have not been able. Hang on. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm guessing you can't make golden carrots in the game. In Minecraft, that very quickly becomes my go-to. Normally through automatic carrot farms. Well, I say automatic. Enslaved villagers. And piglin farms. Sorry, zombified piglin farms. And all of a sudden, yeah, golden carrots become easy. And golden apples become surprisingly easy as well. Oh, I've got some blue clay. Come on, just give me 3 more bits of blue clay. I'm going to be watching that little bit of blue clay in the corner there like a hawk. Ah, hang on a second. I think I have to sneeze. Ah, excuse me. I have not yet found if there is a way to completely mute sneezes through sound filters. I've got a noise suppression filter. Otherwise, you would hear my case fans in the background. I have got ducking filters so that when I'm talking, the game noise is reduced, but I have not found a way to suppress a sneeze. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, simply means I haven't found a way to do it yet. For all that I've been streaming for over a year, there's so much I still don't know. At some point soon, I'm going to have to figure out a way to direct system sound through an HDMI port into a capture card, and at the same time have the system sound go to my earbuds or to speakers. I know it's possible. I've got the tools to do it. But figuring out a way to put it all together in a straightforward and simple fashion may prove to be difficult. Because I want to hear the game, you see. If I didn't care about that, I could just redirect system output to an HDMI cable. But I don't want to do that. I want an aggregate device where sound goes through the HDMI cable and to the earbuds. And that... Funny thing is, the Mac does that kind of thing very easily. You can do an awful lot with Linux, but it doesn't do it easily. It does it in a complicated fashion because it's Linux. I'm not sure how Windows does it. Oops. Yeah. Drop ourselves deep into the icy water again. Why doesn't it register the fact that I'm completely soaked? Whoa, that temperature dropped seriously quickly just from opening the door. I need a proper door. Oh, I can make a proper door. Oh. Door. Come on, give me a door. Yes. I can make a proper door. Where's my planks? I have planks. Where's my plank? I can make a proper door. I know that sounds needlessly enthusiastic. Where's my planks? I've got a door! My first door. Why didn't it occur to me to make that straight off? Alright. Now I'm going to have to unblock the way. Give me a second. I don't actually know if it makes any difference. I know if I had anomalies on it, probably would. I don't know, does it? Alright. Now. I've got a door. Look at this. I've got an actual solid door. I can't do anything but help. I'll burn that when I have to. How long before I get that final bit of clay that I need? I am right in thinking that I only need... Well, that's good timing. Just in time to start freezing to death. Let's see whether this is... See whether it lasts long enough to warm me up. Not really. It served its purpose. I don't know. Oh, I need 2 more pieces. I thought I only needed 1 more piece of clay. No, I do. Just 1 more piece. I need 7. No, I need 8. I need 8 clay. Ah. Come on, I can do this. Surely. It's a ridiculous goal, isn't it? Just 2 more pieces of blue clay. Also, I can make an oven. No idea whether the oven is... Yeah, I want to be able to make bread. Why not? Bread's been a staple food for, what, thousands of years? Is there an automated way for doing this later? Actually, that's a thought. Do they have iron sand in the game? Because iron sand is useful. Because obviously it's got iron ore in it. Japan, of course, is famous for having its... I won't say its Yeah, I think its primary source of iron was iron sands from a few regions. Apparently there is a preferred one. I think the iron sand there has less silica in it, which means less inclusions in the iron that's produced. Yeah. I used to know of streams in the UK which had iron sand. Actually, it was kind of a fascinating little stream if you're interested in that sort of thing. Little stream running through the woods, black sand. And I think it had, I want to say, sort of uh, nodules, black nodules as well, which I think were also a form of iron ore. Ooh, that bothered me for a moment. Don't stutter like that. I don't know what you can do with the lapis. I assume you use it as a dye. Come on, just that one more piece of clay, please. Yes! It was paying attention. Okay, so now I can hopefully make an oven. Assuming that I am remembering everything correctly, there's all kinds of assumptions behind that statement. Okay, so where is my calcined powdered flint? It is there. And now we should have, after I put everything away, oh, got quite a bit of copper, which is useful. Come on, just give me a spare. Right. Oh, let's put that away. Stash our mining supplies. And right, let's see if this works. Where's the rest of my Where's the rest of my fire clay gone? There we go. Yes, and I want a clay oven. How about that? The recipe says I need 69 fire clay. rushing this in my excitement, you can probably tell. Yeah. And I'm starting to get cold. Wonderful. Just want to get this done before I start warming up myself. It's no good. No. Almost there. So the last thing we'll probably do in this stream is see if we can't get that fired. I am assuming. No, I didn't want to do that at all. I am assuming that the firing process is the same as for oh, it's only -8 outside. And I should have. Yep. Right, I should do. Almost there. I hope. Oops. Yes. How about that? Ah. Oh, that's it. Oh my goodness. I thought I had to do something else with it. All right, so what do we do with this? I pick it up? I can't. Ah. Yes. All right, where am I going to put my oven? Um, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to do anything fancy just yet. We will stick it in the corner here. I've got an oven. Okay. Oh, it needs wood. Can I not use charcoal? Huh. All right. Let's see. I didn't realize it went straight to a usable oven. Although, having said that, I think I've watched people making clay ovens and yeah, they heat it up to fix it, so to speak. So this is not completely unrealistic. Right, so how do I make flour? So we'll say rye flour. And okay, made by grinding. And then you do what? Rye flour and a black ceramic jug. Hot. Okay, let's go try it, shall we? Let's go grab some rye, because of all the grains I've got, that one's actually... I've actually got quite a bit of rye. So... Um... Yes! So I can make dough? Just like that? I can make dough. Huh. Well, what do you know? How much can I not use charcoal for that? Does it have to be wood? Oops. Clay oven. Oh. 3 to 6 firewood. Unfortunately, going out of my new door. Wow. One thing I have not done today is taken unique screenshots. Well, I think I'll take a screenshot of the... So, let's see. Okay. And let's light it up. Come on. Right. Progress. So we have to wait until it's a temperature. So we shall wait, because this is what I've been working towards now for the last several live streams. Hopefully this will keep me warm as well. I mean, you know, I've got a... Yes, it is. It's warming me up. Aha! Add items to be baked. Can I only bake one at a time? I'm gonna have to try and find out. Let's see. I'm gonna watch it like a hawk. Okay. How long do I have to wait? I'm just gonna have to wait till it's ready, aren't I? And hopefully it didn't get too cold. Watching her. So, how do I know when it's ready? Oh, it won't be rye dough anymore, will it? Part baked? Aha! High point of the live stream, watching bed bake. Bake. It's like watching paint dry. Yes! I have bread! I have bread. Let's see if we... I'm not sure how worth it that was, but we have the means to make bread. Yes. Yeah, that's a distinctly questionable word. especially given that you do need a lot of wood for that. Right. And yes, this is going to be my screenshot for tomorrow, because that's, for me, a huge achievement. Did it. Right, everybody. That's it for now. I'll be back in, I say 2 hours, typically an hour and 45 minutes. I tend to start early in case I get problems starting the stream, which does happen. Not because of me, but because of the multicast system I use. It's not the most reliable thing in the world. So, thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to leave your likes and possibly subscribe or follow, all of which are appreciated, and needless to say, help the channel grow. Hope you all have a very good day and a very good weekend, and I will see you all next time.